Well, hi, just I, small Tandi, on the internet, and I am back. Guys, every time, like, the Duke is on like this, like, am I not, like, the official Rakadi? Like, my Rakadiness is, like, it them fellas, like, it's like, that is my Rakadi on the end. You better know. You better let them know, okay? Let them know, you guys. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do let your people know about me. I'm down here. We're talking about like things that aren't with skinnering. Okay, it's great. Let's get into the episode 2 review of This Body Works for Me on Showmax. Let's get into it. We pick up where we left off, which is the scene with Xoli and Wandi. And obviously, Xoli's just talking about how, in her confessional, rather, that you know what. But she does say to her in person as well, if I recall correctly, that I wish you would stop the sneaky link thing. Then they talk about how, and then she actually, this is the fringe, you guys. You know, somebody who doesn't just say stop doing something, but, and I'm not, sometimes we're not in a position to provide other avenues, but she even says we can even go back and to my place and try shoot some content, because when we shoot content together it seems to perform really well. People really seem to like it and stuff. So then they actually get to brainstorming about what do we want to do for our next thing, because Wandy's like, it's getting boring, like it's getting repetitive. Just you and I won't draw in the same numbers because people have seen that already. We need to give them something new, you know, which sounds like, I get that. And then Wendy suggests, let's bring in a third guy. Like, let's do like a threesome. Maybe you can get one of the guys you've worked with. And then she also goes on to complain that I like all these people all seem to have like such huge like machinery. Like, they tools, the drill looks like that bed drill's a little too hard. Like, not me on the internet acting like I know all the sex lingo. Yeah, I don't know shit. I'm such a prude. I'm like Loveline from Real Housewives of Tingaki. I know it was hard on her, but that's only because I was seeing myself. But like, that bait looked like a drill's too hard. Like, we're back. So anyway, and then she's like, no, we could do like, she wants to do anal. She wants to do it on, she wants to peg her. Like, oof. Oh my god, I need to stop watching porn. Anyway, she wants to do that, and Khali's like, no, like I'm not about that. She's like, hi, bo, like how are you, the continent's biggest porn star, and you haven't done this? Like, you. She's like, and then in her confessionals, Chloe tells us that she's tried, and hi guys, it's just not for her. Nothing should go there, and I don't blame her. Some of you, some of you participate in all manner of sexual activity thinking it's gonna keep your man. You give him a little ass even though you don't enjoy it in the ass. You know, you have threesomes with girls even though you're not really attracted to girls. You're doing it because you think he's gonna stay. Here's a whole porn star saying that's not for me, and she's still the biggest on the continent. If it's not for you, don't do it. If we're gonna learn some things from these women, is that if it's not for you, you don't need to be the freakiest or the whatevers. Like, find your niche, like find your little niche and like lean into it. All right. And then we see them in the next scene. They go out together. They go to a strip club, and then on stage we're seeing that it's Nelly. I guess that's how they're trying to make this organic, non-organic meat. Something happened in the last episode when Kemang, or when Koli showed up, Wandy jiggled her bum, and maybe that's their thing. They've done a lot of work together, but like, consent is still a thing for me. And I feel like a lot of girls cross this boundary. Like, we're all girls, so now you feel like you can spank my bum. Like, she does the same at the strip club. When Nelly's done on stage, she goes on to sit with them at the table to have a chat, and then they let her know, we are so and so, we do porn and whatever, we really liking your vibe and what have you. The entire thing is inauthentic because Nelly's mic'd already, making this meat not the most organic. How they're trying to do it, like, oh, we just saw this girl in the club and we liked her vibe. Shut up, they might. She sits down. Nelly's like, oh, I also tried OnlyFans for a bit, but then I quit after a while. I didn't keep up with it. Maybe I'll go back. then we are introduced to a new castmate who's also a stripper. She's on stage. Her name is Refulia. Her stage name is Gina. She's also another one that stole my heart. Like, it's her. Like, it's Thingaki. It's Wandi. It's Refulia. It's Samke. And Prima Donna. Prudence and that twang, I know, is putting people off, but I just see a little sweetheart. I really do. So we see that I tied this a little too tight, trying to be a rakhadi. We see them chat with her, and then we also see Gina dancing on stage, Refilwe, and then she comes down and they have a chat and they explain who they are. They're like, we're looking for you people to collaborate with and stuff. And Refilwe is like, yo, I don't know. Like, isn't it awkward having sex on camera and stuff? Like, showing your delicate lady bits on camera like that. And then, and she's like, on stage, I do it. Like, I can strip in person. And I suppose it's an issue of knowing that this moment is somewhat controlled. Your image, when it's on the internet and you are in that light, once it's out there, that's it. You can't really control what happens to that image. They could show it to your kid at random at school. And I think that's where the strippers, like, what may seem like cognitive dissonance to people, like, how can you do that, but you think this is that. I think it's feeling like you can somewhat control what is happening with your image, or at least you have the illusion of control of your image. Anyway, we move. They talk about that. Nelly says she wants to, and then they say they want to move to a second location. They want to go have dinner to really sit down, chat, know each other. Then Nelly says, can I invite another friend of ours? She's also a stripper, blah, blah, blah. But she's being extra vague about who it is she wants to invite. She keeps saying a friend, a friend. She's not even like my friend so-and-so, which is normal to me. I'd be like, I'm inviting my friend, a lady, to whatever. Like, but you're just like, my friend. Like, you're trying to be all aloof and all like mysterious about it. Girl, shut up. Just say who it is. Okay, say who it is. We see them. They meet up at dinner at a club or wherever it is that they are. And then the friend that Nelly was talking about is Prudence, Prima Donna. She and her twang arrive, and how these girls dress is so fascinating to me. Like, they really, really dress like Fashion Nova girls. Like, I didn't think real people were wearing those clothes outside. I don't know why my mind was thinking that. I just thought it's something people wear on Instagram to take pictures in, because it always looks like your boob is about to just slip and just be like, but I guess they wouldn't care, or we assume they wouldn't because they make a living this way. But again, like, whatever. At the club, by the way, Wandi plays with both Nelly and Gina Refilo's ass. Guys, stop it. And like, sometimes people awkwardly oblige because it's like, oh my god, we're all sex workers here. But you're not trying to have your body handled like that any which way by anybody, because you feel like it's a foregone conclusion that if we're all working in this space, we must all be okay with having our lady bits jiggled at any time. And if it's a girl, it makes it consensual, like it's an automatic consent type thing. It's really like, don't see me and then jiggle my booty when we're not cool like that, even. You understand? Like, don't do that. Okay. And then we see the girls, oh my god, guys, in the confessionals, all the girls are talking about my girl Prudence's twang. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like these. Okay. And then they're chatting at the table, and they're like, Koli's now asking, guys, do you guys sometimes like do more than dancing? Because we've heard the stories. We watch P-Valley. We've heard the stories that sometimes, like, if the money's right or you're feeling the guy and the offer's good, you will do a private thing and maybe you suck on a little, you know, a little too bit. Yes, then you do what you must for that paper. But anyway, Nelly, because Nelly's always trying to play up like she's like she's really in these, like, so Nelly's like, yeah, sometimes for the bachelorette parties you'll do whatever. What do? One day in the confessionals, Unemanga, like, why is she lying? Like, one is like, I got irritated at how much she lies. But then one day then goes on to tell her own story that's clearly embellished. Stories of a Nigerian man and a mamlambo. Like, shut up, Koli. That didn't happen. Get out of here. You would have led with that. Ooh, you were my favorite. You still are, girl. You still are. Anyway, and then to Wandy's point, she's like, they say they're not doing what we're doing, but we're doing the exact same thing. If I'm to take their word for it, and that is that they sometimes go all the way if the situation is right. Refit, on the other hand, though, is so quiet when this chat is being had, but it seems like it takes her quite a bit to warm up to people, and we learned that about her in the intro. I read that at the table at the dinner already, that this is who she is. Real, just real. She needs to suss out the vibe and do and read the situation. We also learned that she's also a PK's kid, and everybody gets to laughing about it, about how with two PK's kids, yeah, and Yola no bitch has you in some way, so I don't know. So we learned that they PK's kids and stuff, and they have the PK chat about how so much of the time the children that are raised under this like overarching authority that is Christianity, and having to perform sort of perfection for the congregation, for the parishioners, you end up rebelling and going way on the other end of the spectrum because you are fighting against this thing. And maybe naturally you wouldn't have ended up as a stripper, but because you're trying to be so defiant of these ideas and values and whatever that come with existing in this religion, you probably veer all the way off because you just need to rebel and find yourself and carve out your own identity outside of this one that your parents are trying to really force you into. So I get that chat. We see it a lot. I think we see it a lot. The preacher's kid is always like doing some teenage pregnancy shit. It's always giving so buddies, like so buddies. Like it's really always giving some mess where you're like, this is a condom. Did you not know how to use one? That's okay, Mampo. We will raise this child together. It's always doing shit like that. Anyway, stripper. Me and my notes are a mystery, guys. My handwriting is so ugly. Like now you guys know. Sometimes I don't even know what I wrote. We see that, and then we meet a bubbly. I need somebody to clarify what's happening with Bubbly. Bubbly, from the intro, we learned that she worked in the stripper industry before, and she had a pole, and she was doing online content mostly. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure. But then she's decided to go full on into massage therapy. Are they happy endings, my darling? Is this what you mean by this? Because she's like, she realized that people are lonely and they just need a touch. I mean, is massage code word for what are you massaging? Because surely we're not saying like massage therapists are sex workers, right? Unless it comes with those other things. Anyway, she mentions that she's been traveling a lot, providing the service that she's been promoting and stuff. This is why South Africans are just like a bunch of hypocrites to me. Fucking laughable. The amount of porn we consume as a country is insane, and then we all want to get out and portray this image of being you know, conservative and have these ideas and morals. Here's a woman with a thriving business talking about how she's giving massages. Thriving. Not me and my cakes. Bubbly did a massage. Thriving. But the rest of you want me to believe that we could just never. Oh, God. Anyway, we see Wandy taking out her sisters, her younger siblings, Wahida and Ntombi, for a treat, and they get there and they order whatever it is they want to order, and then who is it? Is it Ntombi who's pregnant? Don't be it isn't Don't be. Anyway, in the confessionals, Thinga lets us know that she's really close to both her sisters and stuff. She tries to give us an idea of whose character is like which kind of way. Like Wahida seems to be the peacemaker because, she feels like her and don't be a headstrong and they close and stuff, but when they get into it, Wahida often has to come through and be the peacemaker. She feels like her little sisters look out for her when she's trying making friends with a person who doesn't have a best interest in her. They'll let her know that that chomi of yours, we don't see it for her and stuff. And that's what sisterhood is about. You need your sisters to have your back like this. I love that for them. They're sitting there, they're having their meal, and Dombi gets into a chat where she lets us know that not too long ago, whenever that this happened, the filming happened, she went over to Mbali's place. This is a friend of hers. And when they were at that party, she then left to go to the CS person. And that's where she had her first like sexual encounter of the penetration kind. And this boy ejaculated in her. I don't know how old this person is. And she's pregnant from that incident, right? And I broke. When she was having the chat, I was like, this is not where this is going. I broke. She's 17 and she starts the chat by saying she's old now, but you're not old, honey. In the last episode, we were just talking about how your sister has to go fetch a report card because you're a minor. You're not old, or you're at least not old enough to, really take care of this child in the manner that you would also find appropriate. I need for us as Black women, I'm not a mom, so I don't know how people would go about this. The white girls, we know their moms get them onto contraceptives real early, and they do it under the guise of they're trying to control their acne. All them bitches on Yaz, they're all on Yaz. I don't know why it is we still feel like all we have to say to our girl children is, that's not how it works. It doesn't just affect them. They bring a life into this world. This life itself, their life is forever altered. Them as the person who birthed this other person, this person they've birthed now also has like an altered experience because oftentimes they're born into a dire situation, or their arrival into the situation makes it even more dire. Do you understand what I'm saying? So do we need to start getting... The conversation is not helping. The teenage pregnancy numbers are saying that it's not helping. We can't say that the young girls mustn't have sex. It's natural. That curiosity to satisfy this craving, this raging thing that's happening in your body, it's normal. So then when do we say, how do we even start to create the safe space for our young girls to tell us that I'm doing this thing? And I understand that we don't want to get them on contraceptives because we're saying now they won't use protection, and then there's like the disease element and the infection element to worry about. But they're not using it regardless. She's pregnant. Her sister's sad, she's disappointed, she's crying because she understands that I'm looking at the dynamic of their households, that she now has an extra mouth to feed. Her and her pawn need to see to it that this child is okay. Do you see? It's not as simple as us just saying, go get this job and don't do this and don't do that. I also found it very interesting. In the first episode, I don't know why I didn't touch on this. One day, her mom went outside to have a chat with her. And her mom was like, you know what? Somebody sent me a video of you, of the kind of work that you're putting out there. And her response was, that person is trying to hurt you. Then she says in her confessionals, I never went into detail as to what it is I really do. I just told my mom, like, the little bits on the, like nothing in detail as to what it is that I'm really doing. And her mom says, I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to get tested, and I would like to see the results. And she tells her mom that she'll do it and she'll show her the results. And then she also says that she's easy and she knows it. Like she lets boys just have her. And I don't know what informs that. I don't know if she just has the appetite or it's a validating type thing. Because when I was in school, I always noticed that a certain type of girl leaned into her sexuality for validation from boys, right? Because if they don't like what you look like on the face or you don't fit the popular phenotype, you're gonna lean into something else that gives you that attention. And I suppose that's probably why Wendy dresses the way she dresses, right? She needs to be provocative, she needs the attention at all times because it makes her feel seen. Because they will see you, they will look at you, and you will feel seen. But I suppose she's not at the point yet where she can figure out what kind of attention she wants. Like, not all attention is good attention. So I need to give her grace in that regard in terms of what she chooses to put on her body. She'll see it through. But it broke my heart that at 21, the other two are still in school. They're living in their grandmother's house. You can tell it's like a very small, regular house, quite similar to what I probably live in. And like, if not smaller, and they're now adding another life into this mix and really repeating the cycle. It's sad. It's really, really sad. We need to get these girls on the pills a lot sooner. We just need to stop being in denial. Some of you had your first at 16, but when your daughter is 16, you think all you can say to them is, oh, you're on your period now. If you shake a boy's hand, that's it. Like, anyway, I've stayed on this too long. Let's move on. We get to officially meet Refilwe, who is Gina, and she explains that she's very shy but timid. She has two girls, she has daughters, and that Gina is really her Sasha Fierce, so to speak, right? That's her alter ego. That's how she gets to come out and really believe in the fact that she's sexy, because she grew up not feeling like she was pretty enough or sexy enough. So when she's on stage and she embodies this persona, that part of her really comes out. She lets us know that she's just a real girl, and she just likes people who are honest. She can't do the lies, and that's probably why I like her. You can pick that up on her. She's just straight, like she just is. As they're sitting at the table, Wendy and her sisters, she gets a call from her boyfriend, and then she tells him that she's invited the girls for a lingerie party and she needs a venue, so can she please use his place, to which he agrees to. And I suppose that's what we'll see in the next episode. She even says at the end of the call that I love you. Wendy don't love that man. She don't. I love you. Like, it's just something she says at the end of the call that I was just like, guys, y'all be lying. But I like that for us. I like when we win. Thank you guys so much for coming back. Mwah, mwah. Bye.